And this is the first Transformer I ever got. If it wasn't for this guy, the rest of this might have never happened.
Trevor Hopkins has spent his entire life collecting
Transformers! I know I've got well over 5,000 action figures and then probably another 2,000 plus pieces of merchandise. Get in there and open some toys, eh?
4.5 years ago, Trevor had a shed built to house all his figurines. He named it the Transformatorium.
My wife has been very, very tolerant of my hobby over the years, and she was very happy for us to build the Transformatorium because it meant all those action figures were out of the house.
Personally, I think he's got enough space and he's just going to have to fit the new ones into the existing space.
Trevor was just 7 years old when he watched the first series of Transformer cartoons in 1984.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
This cartoon came on with these giant alien shape-shifting robots that could turn into cars and trucks, and they were having an intergalactic civil war, and my jaw just dropped and I became glued to that TV screen, and it's 40 years later and I'm still watching the cartoons.
Since then, there have been more than 28 seasons of Transformers cartoons across 1,200 episodes. The franchise has made 11 movies, with the latest one released in cinemas this week.
What drew me to Transformers, I think more than anything else, was the ingenuity of the toys. So you could get the toy robot or you could get the toy car, but this was a toy robot and a toy car.
It's a passion Trevor has passed on to his children.
I'd be lying if I didn't say a large part of the reason my son Orion is named Orion is because of that Transformers character.
Every Sunday afternoon, Trevor and Orion sit down to unbox the toys that have arrived in the post that week.
And that's our father-son bonding time. And we both enjoy it so much, and it's really fun for me to watch him play with the toys because it reminds me, as an adult collector, that these are toys. They are supposed to be played with.
So pull that up.
Pull what? That?
Yeah, and then do it.
Oh, okay.
Student becomes the master.
Trevor grew up on a farm. His older siblings moved away when he was young, so it was just him, his mum and his dad.
My father, who struggled with mental health issues, was always extremely busy with the farm. He didn't have time to play and do everything else. Watching Transformers, I got to see Optimus Prime, the character, who was very fatherly towards the other robots. So it was sometimes nice to see that dynamic on TV that did exist in my life but wasn't always present.
Why are we fighting to save the humans? We cannot let the humans pay for our mistakes.
So the most I ever spent on a Transformers was an original edition of Generation 1 Fortress Maximus, and I spent over $1,100 on him, but because he is an original, he would be worth a few $1,000s now.
The average Transformer figurine costs between $35 and $70.
How much the collection would be worth altogether, I shudder to think. It would be worth quite a lot, and I'd probably be paying off my mortgage a lot faster if I stopped buying these toys.
He has a huge collection and it has been ever increasing since we met, that's for sure. Sometimes I'm questioning him about them and saying, you know, we do have bills to pay, you might want to pull back a bit.
With the Transformatorium now nearly full, Trevor is considering expansion.
I have discussed with my wife knocking out that back wall to give us another 3 or 4 metres. She's not that keen yet, but one day the kids will be old enough and grow up and move out, and then I can take over their bedrooms as well.
Starscream, convert the area for construction.
While most people move on from their childhood passions, it's one that has endured for Trevor.
It's something that has brought me a wholesome joy. They make movie after movie. It's just like the Transformers themselves, the franchise keeps changing.
Autobots, roll out.
I love this. You know, I kind of relate to to this guy a little bit, just as an adult nerd who collects stuff, right? So I have a bunch of comic books in my house, right? And recently I had to move them all out of the house because we had to make a new room for the baby, right? So I had to move them all my junk, all my toys and comic books and everything to my storage locker. And I remember doing it and you're packing it up and I was like, oh, you feel a bit pathetic because you're putting all your stuff in boxes. And I texted my wife and was like, I've never felt more, like I'm having to move all my stuff out of the house. I've never felt more like a divorced dad, you know, like just to... And I thought it was like a stupid little thing we were just joking between us. But now, all the ads that I get on Instagram are for divorce lawyers. Oh, and it's just people being like, so you want to leave it, do you? I'm like, oh my goodness.
The algorithm listens.
Yeah.
All right.